Hello, I am Tyler Chrisman, and this is the showcase video to my experimental song, Gateways. I want to preface this video by saying up until this point, the point of making the song, I had never really attempted to create original music. I had dabbled in some garage band, but up until this point, I hadn't really gone out and made my own music. I had obviously, I'm a huge music guy, like I love listening to music, but I never tried creating it, and I never had the chance to create music with the amount of control and capability that I had up until the creation of the song. About a year or two before making Gateway, I really got into Kanye West. And aside from his personality, which is a whole nother discussion, I think his music is some of the greatest music that I have ever heard, and I think he is one of the greatest artists that I have ever heard. And I think that's because he got me into the type of music that I appreciate, and his music showed me what music could be and what the medium could provide and how intricate and detailed and innovative and expressive music truly could be. And as a result of getting into Kanye's music, I exposed myself. I realized what music could be, so I broadened my horizons tenfold, and I am constantly, to this day, exposing myself to new artists. And through that exposure and that exploration, I found two of my favorite artists to this day, The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar. And I think the three of these artists' influences are very clear on Gateway. And this is particularly true with The Weeknd and Kanye, a little bit less so Kendrick. And along with their influence, I think a lot of the influence for this track and a lot of the inspiration behind it came from my love of horror movies at the time, and one other album in particular, Taboo by Denzel Curry. And I think those influences are really apparent through the cinematic, the dark, and the moody, just grand scale and atmosphere of the track Gateway. I think the truly biggest influence, though, was The Weeknd, and in particular his trilogy mixtapes, the kind of the first three mixtapes he made, and his two following studio albums, because of their dark, like moody atmosphere. And especially his album Kissland, it had this very cinematic, very grand feeling when you listen to it that I think really inspired what I was trying to accomplish on Gateway. And the end result of all of these influences and styles was Gateway. It's this very dark and looming instrumental track with this very cinematic feeling to it. Like, it almost sounds like it could be a movie score. And its use of these really dark horns and this low piano and some of the synthesizers that are all kind of layered on top of each other to give it this really big like weight that I really think is necessary for this type of track add to that the exact tone that I shot for. Even though, again, it was kind of my first time dabbling in all this, and I understand that a lot of the qualities that make music like good, like the musical theory behind it, because I don't necessarily understand those concepts fully because I haven't really studied or attempted to understand them too deeply, Gateway fails in some of those ways that music should succeed. But I think the overall tone and the aesthetic and the grand feeling and the cinematic feeling of the track is what makes me really proud of it and what makes me feel like I accomplished exactly what I was trying to do.